then that made me say, okay, fine, I will make this gist. Before now, 3 days ago, that was when I went to my site. I figured out that it's not like I work too much, right? I know I sometimes say I'm busy, I'm stressed out. I mean, I'm not carrying block on my head. I'm not working and every day I'm taking pain relief because I loaded 200 blocks. I sit on my computer here. There's an air condition. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Back in those days, I'll be popping bottles of champagne. Normally, I would smoke, but I don't smoke anymore. I stopped smoking today, so I don't want to be smoking anymore. So I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I stay here. I have a standby chef. They prepare whatever I want to eat. I stay. And I figured out that when I started opening my company 2 years ago, I was making X amount. The more courses I learn, the more money I make depends on the more knowledge I have. Back then, I knew just few programming languages. And if jobs comes in, it's usually okay, create the software. The knowledge was limited. And so I could do it with a limited scope, get paid little. The more I started earning, or the more I started learning rather, it's the more I started earning. But the learning did not automatically increase my earning, not until I started networking. It's one contract that brings another contract. One person gives you a job today. I go out to a social event, I meet people, and I get better jobs. Now I charge up to 10 million for the lowest job. In fact, if it's too little, I can't take below 5 million. It's not possible. I won't even answer you. But there was a point where I could take 100k. The difference between me taking 100k and now taking 10 million, it's just that I've met lots of people. I've built a network. I've built a presence. I've had more knowledge. It is not because I now work more than I did before. These 3 days, I've not made a gist. I've been reading. I signed up for courses online, and I've also been reading different textbooks. I told myself that I wasn't able to manage my company, any of them, properly to the height of it because I wasn't knowledgeable enough. Early this year, I had realization. I think this gist was about me. Part of those realization was the fact that my company wasn't structured properly. There was no proper structure, no proper department. It was like a one-man business. I had people I was paying salaries. I had staffs, but the company wasn't structured enough. There was no knowledge or sufficient knowledge to be able to take my business to where it should be. And so the level I should have been, I was becoming short of the level. Not because I wasn't working hard, but because I wasn't knowing certain things. I'm not going to miss another gist moving forward. But my gist will no longer be about me telling you about my personal life, how I had issues in my marriage, how I intend to do something. It will be all about what I've achieved. I said this before, but I had this little shock. But I've learned how to make peace totally now. I learned it from a friend. He was very nice to all of us, also, and he's down financially at the moment. He reached out to me. I did the little I could do. He called me, showered lots of praises to me, told me how he called this other person, that other person, they were not there for him. And I told him, you might not really blame them because they might not have enough to give you at the moment. But in every single thing, what really got to my attention the more was when I figured out that he lived his life completely for other people. Yeah, I'm able to return the favor back. But if I choose not to return the favor back, I don't really owe him anything. This is how people process all the good you do to them. It's their life. They will live it how they want to. that you were there for them doesn't mean they'll be there for you. That you were sick one day and I woke up 2 a.m., took you to the hospital, emptied my account, paid for your hospital bills, lay beside you on the hospital bed. It doesn't mean if the same thing happens to me, you will do the same thing. And I don't even have the right to enforce you to do the same thing that I did for you. So, in a nutshell, I'm not going to be making topics anymore around what I expect from people. If anybody does me good, beautiful. But what I want to do right now is to give myself the biggest gift anybody can give himself, the gift of knowledge. You see that bricklayer, that security guard, that illiterate driving bike, if he had certain education, he wouldn't be driving that bike. He wouldn't be doing that bricklaying job. He wouldn't be pushing that truck. He would be in a better place. If he had better networking, let's say he's in a better Western country, he's in Canada, he's in the US with a good knowledge, with a good degree, that same guy, that same bike man, that Okada man that way they drive you, if he had better knowledge, education, and he was in a better place where he could network with better people, he wouldn't be doing that. This realization has taught me how, instead of focusing so much on certain things that don't matter, why don't you focus so much on learning and building a network? So that is just my aim this 2023. I'm no longer thinking so much about making the billions. I want to focus so much on learning, then use what I've learned to improve myself. Dangote makes up to £1 billion in a day, sometimes more. He has made a name. He has reached out to the network. He has so much knowledge of business. There are people who make hundreds of millions. I myself, you have seen me playing bets. I make millions on sports bets. The only difference between me making up to 500k in a day on sporty bets and you or some other person losing money is I know something that person doesn't know. I know how to pick games, how to bet the opposites, how to strategize, and I have the network and the funds to fund my sport. I funded 2 million naira and I was making 500k in a day. It was because I had the initial capital and I knew what I knew. Because if I don't know what I know, even with that 2 million naira, I'll lose it all. So I'm going to be spending so much time developing myself. We've not had a chat in 3 days now. But I know subsequently we're going to be having a chat every day. I would want to be doing it 3, 4 times in a day. Wake up in the morning. I can do morning on, afternoon on, evening on, and night on. So it's not just going to be me giving you a summary of my day. It's be me sharing things with you. Thank you all. This is Dannyokec, and this is the Dannyokec gist for today, April 13th, 2023. So see you all. If you have any questions regarding anything that has to do with me, you want to reach out to me. The best time to reach out to me is within this period, late at night. That's when I can actually afford to go through messages. Like I said, during the day I want to be coding, towards the evening I want to be reading, and in nights like this I just want to be on my computer till I go to bed. So between the time I go to bed, I can quickly surf through my messages. While I'm coding during the day, off limits. When I'm reading, yeah, I can manage, but towards the evening like this is when you can reach me. So thank you all for the love and support. Remember, it is not hard work that gets you worldly. It is knowledge and networking. And ever since I learned this, I've not been the same. That's why I've not been available for 3 days. Because I've known that I've been looking the wrong direction. It's not about working 200 hours a day. It's about meeting the right people, closing the right deals, having the right knowledge, being at the right place at the right time. If you like, wake up all night, write all the code, do all the things. If you don't have the proper knowledge and the proper network, you only have luck. The only thing that eliminates luck and make luck consistent is when there is it's when there is knowledge and network. If I'm always, or if I have good knowledge and I have good network, I have suppliers I supply goods to, and I have so much monopoly because my product is very good. I understand what the market wants. I have a knowledge of what the market wants, and I'm supplying to a network of people. I'll consistently be rich. But if you don't know all that, it's going to be difficult for you to scale through. So knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Keep that as number one. And network. Keep that as number two. Thank you all. This is Danokec. See you some other time.